Hello everybody and welcome to today's HIIT 360 class. So there's no equipment needed for today and we're going to be working through some intervals, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, okay? We've got 3 different rounds that we're going to be working through and it's going to be a total of a 30-minute class today once we get started in our working side of the class, okay? So I'm going to take you through each of the exercises, talk about what we're going to be focusing on for each one, and I'm also going to be going through the scaling options as well, okay? And this is going to be our warm-up and then we're going to get into the working side of things. Okay, so the first exercise that we're going to be working through is a burpee. Let's just do a step-by-step through each of the positions just to get us nice and warm, and then we'll go through a full burpee. Okay, so we're going to start with our feet about hip distance apart here, so stacked directly underneath your sit bones, and we're going to be squatting down towards the floor, placing our hands flat on the floor here, okay? So you're bending your knees and dropping your hips as much as you need to get the hands flat. We're trying not to push off the top of the fingers or the thumbs, okay? We want to create a nice strong flat base. So hands come down. Now with the burpee you have 2 options. You can either jump it back, okay, or you can step it back. Alrighty, whichever suits you. And then an option, you can come with the chest all the way down towards the floor, okay? Otherwise you can just stay in the plank, coming back up, either jumping or stepping back in, coming up to full hip extension, and then we're adding a jump with a clap overhead, okay? We're aiming for our feet to leave the floor, both of them together, but it doesn't have to be super high, okay? So let's just try and make that flow a little bit more now. So coming down, jumping back, coming back up, jump overhead, okay? Keeping our core as engaged as we can. Okay, your option, which I'll show you now, a couple of reps if you want to do it with me, is just stepping back, stepping in, and just coming up to full hip extension. Okay, let's do a couple now. So keeping our core nice and strong, standing it up each time. Let's go 2 more. And last one. Okay, and now let's do a couple of full reps for 5. 3. And last one. Awesome. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of knowledge on where your burpee should be. We just want to make sure that we're not rolling down through the back and then rolling back up each time. Keep our core as engaged as we can, so we're in a nice neutral spine. Okay, the next one is some plank taps. Okay, so like always, lots of scaling options for here. The full exercise, I'm going to show you, is on the hands and the feet, okay? And we've got 4 different points of contact for our taps, okay? So we've got taps to the shoulders, we've got taps to our hips, our knees, and our feet. Okay, so coming up into a plank and we're going alternating tap, tap, minimal rocking through the hips if we can. Then we're tapping to the hips, tap, tap, to the knees, tap, tap, and then the feet, tap, tap, then back to the start. Okay, so the timing should look a little like this. Tap. Okay, so if this is going to be suitable for you, let's get started on a couple of these now. Your option is you can either hold a plank or you could do some knee dips. So where we tap and lift, tap and lift, okay? If you're doing the knee dips, you want to make sure we're pushing the floor away from us here, rounding through the shoulders, creating a nice strong base. And we're thinking about drawing our rib towards our hips. Okay, and then the last one for that sequence is a mountain climber. So we're going to stay down on the floor. You can just come up and give your wrist a little break. Okay, 10-second break, then 10 seconds worth of mountain climbers here. So we're keeping our shoulders over the hands as much as we can and then running them in. Optional, you can tap. Okay, so you don't need to make these a plyometric. We want to make sure we're using our breath in through the nose, big breath out through the mouth. Okay, so that will be your first round. We're doing all of that through. We'll have a 10-second break after the 10 seconds worth of work, Then we're doing it all again, starting from the burpee. Okay, so the next round that we're going to be doing is some lunges. Coming into the second round, we've got 30 seconds worth of lunges. Two options: you can either step them back without a plyometric, without a jump, or you can jump them alternating. Okay, so let's do them without a jump first. Your hands can be to your hips or wherever they feel comfortable, and we're going to start with our feet hip distance apart, stacked directly underneath the bony part of our bottom, and we're just going to step the legs straight back and then come straight back in. Okay, so the reason why we don't take the legs directly behind us, we try and keep the hip distance here, is it helps with your balance. Okay, shoulders are coming up each time. Okay, so this is your first option. You can just alternate without a jump. Okay, we've got 30 seconds worth of these, so I wanted to try and pick something that you can stay with over the 30 seconds. Okay, otherwise your option is to jump, and you can use your arms in the jump if you like. Okay, next one for the 20 seconds worth of work is a squat. Again, you have the option to make them plyometric or not plyometric. Whatever you're doing, we want to make sure it's a hip initiation, so our hips go back first, we sink down into a squat, and then our shoulders lead up. Okay, we're avoiding where the hip shoots up and then our shoulders stand. Okay, as efficient as possible, drive through your heels, coming up to full extension each time. So let's do about 20 seconds worth now of just normal squats. If you do want to jump squat, it looks like this, where you drop the hips down, full hip extension, and then you land in a squat to keep it continuous. Okay, let's do our 20 seconds now just to get warm. Big breath. Shoulders are leading up. Making sure we're not dipping in with the knees. Nice. Okay, have a little shake. And now the last one for this round is a hammy bridge. Okay, so this is a little bit more extended than a glute bridge, but your glute bridge is actually the scaling option. Okay, so let's just start with the glute bridge to get warm, and then I'll walk out to the hammy. Okay, so this is your option if you're not going to take the hammy, is just to drive the hips up, keep drawing rib cage towards your hips, and we're just going to lower and rise, squeezing through your bottom. Okay, otherwise you could hold it up and march your feet here. They're your two options, keeping your hips nice and high. Okay, otherwise we're going to walk the feet out, so we're in an extended position here. You can flex your feet if you like, your heels are on the floor, and we want to get the hips up as high as you can. Your hands can be on the floor, but make sure you're not gripping or holding onto the mat. Okay, they're just there for a little bit of stability, and then we're going to lift up and up. This should be pretty hard to maintain. Okay, that's why we've chosen it for the 10-second work. Alrighty. And then the last round that we're going to be working with is 30 seconds of a reverse sit-up. Okay. So your option here, just to start, everyone, let's do this one now, is just a normal sit-up. So we're rising up, get a little pause, and control down. Think about imprinting our spine, so drawing your lower back flat into the floor. You can hang your head into your hands. Okay, that's your option. Otherwise, we're going to be working with a reverse sit-up from here, so the arms start overhead, and then you can have the legs bent or straight, scooping in and coming back away. Okay, straighter legs, looks like this. Okay, 30 seconds worth of that one. If you are doing the full one, which we just finished up then, you want to make sure that you're really controlling the roll down through the spine. You're not just letting the back drop straight down. Okay, the 20-second work for this one is high knees. So we're driving the knees up towards our chest. Arms are working in opposites. Okay, your option, you can step, pulling the knee across up towards the elbow. Okay, and then the last one, we're combining the first two 30 seconds together, so the burpee and the lunges, so the 10-second work to finish this off. Okay, so it's one burpee, whatever option you're taking. So this is the coming back into a plank, stepping in, lunge back, okay, so hands come down, you step, hips up, lunge. Okay, don't stress if you only get one set through. Okay, otherwise the option, or burpee, jumping up, jump back. Okay, that will go really quickly. Okay, hope you feel ready. After we've completed 2 rounds of each, okay, we're gonna have a 4-minute break, and that'll equal a 10-minute set, and then we're going to be doing that 3 times in total, so 30 minutes worth of work. Let's do it.
Just to see you, my love. I want you. safest bet. Losing my mind, can't find the words, no, I can't seem to find what I'm really trying to get. Reason right, let's take our time and choose whether we green or yellow, whether we deep or shallow. Please me now, cause we're about to lose, whether we buy or hello, whether we stay or jello. Sometimes when you mean you want a little bit of gasoline, burned out, so to speak. Come a little closer, here's some disclosure. Do you mind to quit your pretending? Truth or false, this shit never ending. Hear me now and stop condescending. You see I'm begging, you hear me begging. If you're sick for love, don't try to hide it. Find it deep inside and try to hide it. If there's a way, I wanna know we tried it. Quit your games and now that you denied it. Losing this game, I can't afford to be losing this game. And I know you're the safest bet. Losing my mind, can't find the words, no, I can't seem to find what I'm really trying to get. Reason right, let's take our time and choose whether we green or yellow, whether we deep or shallow. Please me now, cause we're about to lose, whether we buy or hello, whether we stay or jello. I got room and make amends, but can't go through the same regrets. It could feel so good on mine. Love by love, again. And I know you're the safest bet. Yellow, whether we deep or shallow. Please me now, cause we're about to lose, whether we buy or hello, whether we step or jello.
like to see some more scaling options, please send me a message. Always happy to help. Thank you.